What's going on, and welcome into your casual gaming news conversation for February 6, 2026. I'm one of your hosts for the evening, Nikki Two Shoes, Nikki Ops, and alongside me, we got the man that is not even really bald anymore. He just has a normal haircut. Connor Evans. Connor, how's it going?
I'm doing good. Excited for the weekend, coming off of a day where I finished 2 games in one day. Metro Awakening and Final Fantasy VII Remake. So going into the weekend strong.
Do you do Integrate yet? Or
I've started it, and it's Intermission.
Intermission, okay.
Integrate is the package.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, dude, here's a little fun fact for you. Never beaten Intermission. Because I was during the remake subathon and everything. You played all of that. And
No, I didn't. You played some
I played
of it.
exactly. So that was my only
You played a lot of
time.
Full Condor.
Yeah.
I went and took a nap for a little bit.
Yeah, that was a good
so
time.
we could finish out stream together.
I was on a different planet when when we were finishing that subathon. Someone brought that subathon up today. Here's something for you. Chrono Trigger. Game I rolled credits on this morning. Had a great time. If you showed up for that stream after especially staying up with me till 1 a.m., shout out to you. That was a lot of fun. I don't anymore hate side quests in video games. I can say it confidently now. Side quests in video games don't suck. I've done the remake. I got through the remake chapter 2 or 3 side missions. Did all of them.
Yeah, fun.
They were great. I had a great time.
I feel like those, dude, Rebirths are so much better.
Well, I mean, I've done all the Grassland side quests in Rebirth on hard, and that was an experience and everything. But yeah, I'm going to. I'm excited to finish out Rebirth. Here's what I did this week, Connor. All the work stuff, all the cleaning, all the extra fun stuff that you got to get done in the week from the normal schedule. It's all done. Now this weekend, it's all about partying. And by partying, I mean shooting a couple podcasts.
We had to shoot a lot this weekend.
Watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And playing a shit ton of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I cannot wait to go and dive deeper into that. The issue, though, I'm not playing enough handheld. I'm dropping it into those.
What are you even doing it for?
We have to shoot a podcast on it. That's what we're doing it for. Yeah. If we were not shooting a podcast on it, I would not be playing this game right now. But you're putting yourself in a good spot by rolling credits on Remake when you did. Because you got Reanimal right around the corner. We got Mario Tennis Fever right around the corner. Are you hopping into Romeo is a Dead Man, which comes out first of those 3 games?
Yeah, I'm the most excited for Romeo.
Really?
Of the 3,
that's
right?
super exciting. Yeah.
I think Reanimal is 1 spot below Romeo, though.
That's
for my anticipated list.
I can't wait to see what Romeo is. Romeo Metacritic prediction, go.
Suda 5.1 games don't review super well. I think No More Heroes has a low 80s score. So I'm gonna go.
Let's see if you get what you predicted on the Metacritic
82?
episode. That is what you predicted on the Metacritic episode. Nice. I have an 80 down, and I think an 80 probably checks out. It's going to get some 8.5s, it's going to get some 7.5s, and net out to around that 80 score. I can't wait for that. It's going to be a great week. And also, we're going to hop into the housekeeping. We got a little Resident Evil 8 stream coming up next weekend, dude. We got fun freaking week of gaming ahead.
Yeah, the reason I played Metro Awakening last night was I got to keep my VR legs. If I don't want to play for 4 hours or whatever it's going to be playing Resident Evil 8 on stream and get sick halfway through it.
Yeah, that's going to be... here's the thing, Connor. I pray that you do not get sick during that stream. Mm-hmm. But boy, oh boy, would that be great content.
Okay, well, if I get sick, you're putting the headset on and you're finishing.
No, I'm not. I said that when we were talking about this.
You're getting into the village, Nick.
I'm not getting into the village.
Lady D is coming for you.
Actually, I'm okay with Lady coming at me in the VR. That sounds like a... Mommy. All right, enough of that. Let's hop into housekeeping. Patreon.com/Cope64. You can get this show and Casual Gaming Conversation 3 days early and a bonus episode of the Casual Gaming Conversation each and every week. We are coming off of one of the longest and one of the best pieces of content we've shot in the past 2.5 years, naming 1,000 video games. Multiple people have said this is the best piece of content we've ever produced.
The reception's been awesome. Glowing.
Which, asinine. It's just a ridiculous time.
Features some of the funniest moments of Co-op 64 we've ever had.
Put Croc on there.
Croc on there. We got a Life is Strange sandwich over here.
If you're not over on Patreon, you're missing out on a great time at that $5 tier. At the $10 tier, you can go and write into shows like this, Casual Gaming and Casual Gaming News Conversation. And you can go and get Recollect and Retro, Connor's retro collecting show. He just took you to the Big Apple, NYC. Great episode over there.
Sorry that I forgot to film horizontally.
It is okay, Connor. I think the people will forgive you. It's a great episode other than that. Also, Connor, my Tom Nook shirt. I think am I?
Yeah.
Oh snap! Daddy Nook. We all know. This might be my favorite shirt now. It just might be my favorite shirt.
It's incredibly comfortable.
It's so
and I know that
comfortable.
because my Hey Listen shirt, my Zelda shirt from the Nintendo store in New York is also very, very comfortable.
And then you parlay this, like it's this and the 21 Pilot shirt. That 21 Pilot shirt I've worn so many times.
The one from high school?
Connor, high school is crazy. The one from middle school, buddy. The one from when I saw them in 2014. I was 13 years old. Shout out to the person I went to that show. Was like, yeah, just get a medium. Like you'll grow into it. And they were right. And now I get to wear that shirt.
Yeah.
Like when I initially got it, it was a dress on me. It was crazy. But no, those two shirts are like my shirts. And here's my fear. You are going to find a way, like you did with the 21 Pilot shirt, to steal this Tom Nook shirt.
I do want that shirt.
It's a great shirt. But here's the thing. Next time we go to New York or you go to New York, we'll just pick up another one.
Yeah.
Let's just get another one. You and Brady have the same Pikmin shirt. We can both
We're
rock.
buying out Nintendo NYC, dude. We're going to have one of everything by the end of this.
And at the $10 tier, you can go over to the Co-op 64 podcast, Connor, Brady, and I's conversational podcast. We're shooting one of those this week. Do you have your topic decided yet?
I do not.
I also do not. Normally, those topics are a bunch of fun. You can also, at the highest tier, write in to be the fourth topic on the Co-op 64 podcast. And you also get your name read at the end of each and every podcast we do here at Co-op 64. Over on Twitch, Monday, I think it's going to be Elden Ring Night Rain.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I was wondering what the temperature check was. 2 High Guard streams in. I think that High Guard is done for now. I'm very close to the platinum in this game, though. But I don't want to play it again. I want to play Remake. So
you gonna play any ranked?
No, not yet.
Do you see the solo queue feature that is in High Guard for ranked? If you're solo queuing, you lose less if you lose the game.
Oh, interesting.
Less RR or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you gain more.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've never seen that in a multiplayer game before.
Because that means that they're really trying to say, if you are solo queuing, still get in the game, have fun, and everything. I like that. That's cool. But yeah, Monday we're going to do Elden Ring Night Rain, me, Connor, Brady game back to, not the lands between. I don't know what the terminology is for the Elden Ring map for Night Rain.
Limgrave?
That Limgrave is just the opening section. It's a messed up version of Limgrave, I believe.
Oh.
Anyways, not important. Monday, Elden Ring Night Rain. Tuesday and Thursday, Returnal. I'm starting my Returnal playthrough in anticipation for Saros, a game I assume we'll talk about on this show. Can't wait. This is one of those, we all know, Connor. Love me some roguelikes. It's going to be a great time. Also, Connor playing a game that's from this century sounds pretty unbelievable after Chrono Trigger. Well, Final Fantasy X came out in this century, but just something that's like new. I'm very, very excited about it. And then Wednesday, Connor continues Connor's Souls. It's been a blast watching those streams.
I think I'm making good progress. I'm almost to where I left off.
Oh, I can't wait to see the new stuff from you, and you just suck at that. It's going to be a great time. You're not going to want to miss it. You lose your co-op channel points by betting on Connor beating bosses later in this game. It's going to be a great time. And then Saturday morning next week, it is time for Resident Evil 8 VR. Connor is going to be playing Resident Evil 8 in VR. I will be there hanging out with the chat, scaring Connor whenever I deem so. Maybe we do like something fun there where it's like every time you get a gifted sub, I like just poking your side while you're like in the middle of sequences.
I'm gonna only put one headphone in so we can still
communicate. That makes sense. That's a good idea. Yeah, it's gonna be a great time. You're not gonna want to miss it. The plan is to play through Lady D's Castle for Resident Evil 8 Village. It's gonna be a great time. I'm very, very excited about that stream. Which is, by the way, we're just continuing with those bonus streams. It's gonna be a blast. We're trying to make sure that we're knocking out that bonus content in some sort of timely fashion.
We don't need to put a date on it or anything, but what is the next one up after that?
I think it's your trophy stream. I think that's
March
what we have listed.
Stacked up. Right?
March is stacked up because we have the trophy stream and then PAX and then our sister's wedding, which is going to be a blast. And then my PS5 State of Play video, the plan is to release that right before Summer Game Fest time. So
that's not going to be a stream?
I don't think it's going to be a stream. Okay. I think that's going to be me sitting down, going with my notes. Maybe it is a stream and then it goes up on YouTube. We'll figure that out. It'll be fun no matter what. We have your trophy stream and then we have PAX East, then we got our sister's wedding. And then during the sister's wedding, like right after it, actually right before it, because they moved up the movie date, we will be reviewing the Mario Galaxy movie together, which will be a great time. Yeah, they moved it up to Wednesday, I believe. And so we'll be able to watch that on Wednesday night. We'll just miss stream most likely, and or I'll stream that morning. We'll flip some things around. It's going to be a crazy week when it's our sister's wedding. Anyways, and then the short game stream. We're doing fun, new, and exciting stuff all the time. Connor started putting this in his housekeeping. And speaking of PAX, PAX East. If you're going to PAX East, you don't need to buy a ticket, and you can come and hang out with us and meet us. We're going to go and meet up at a bar. We're waiting on a couple callbacks because we want to make sure that the bars that I'm looking at have the capacity to have enough people and have us not be assholes by bringing in 20, 30, 40 people. But it's going to be a great time. You're not going to want to miss it. PAX East. You can have the chance to meet us that Saturday night for PAX. Discord. Join up with almost 3,000 amazing community members hanging out, playing games, talking football, talking WWE, talking about what they've been playing this weekend, all the excitement. People have started to ask for it, Connor, and I think we're going to give it to them. Mario Tennis Fever Community Night. I think that's going to be the one. People have been wondering, hey, can we get some community games in with Mario Tennis? I'm like, maybe we just make that community night, have a good time there.
A bracket?
Yeah, sure. Let's get crazy. But yeah, Discord, if you want to go and write in on the forums that we do or anything like that, that's also going to be in the Discord. Merch, co-op64store.com. I'm not going to say a lot. I'm just going to say things are happening. It's pretty cool. Review us over on Apple Podcasts and hop in the comment section down below if we mess something up on this show so we can set the record straight on the next episode. Connor, are you ready to hop into it?
Let's do it.
Finally time. Headline: PlayStation State of Play arriving in February. It is claimed. This is from Sam Sapoli at Insider Gaming. Quote, a reliable source, Nathan Haight, confirmed a new PlayStation State of Play event for February 2026 on X. He provided confirmation in response to a user's post on X discussing whether Nate's source confused Red Dead Redemption 2's next-gen update with RDR1. However, Nate provided no other detail, such as the announcement or release dates of which games could be included, only that a SOP event is scheduled for February. According to Giant Bomb's Jeff Grubb, the State of Play will reportedly take place the week of February 12th. Nate the Hate has also mentioned the 12th as the date. End quote. Little me hopping in real quick before we hop into all this. Jeff Grove was like, it's happening the week of the 12th. And he's like, that's a Monday, so that makes sense. But he was looking at the January calendar. So it actually is most likely going to be the Thursday. That's what we think. That's pretty much the latest, which is the 12th. Okay. Exactly. So we do think State of Play next week. I'm pushing all my chips on it. That is why it is being the headline here. This is reporting, by the way, from like a week plus ago, but we wanted to wait to see if there was more information and have this episode be our State of Play predictions. So let's start out here, Connor. How hyped are you for this State of Play?
I'm excited, as I am for every State of Play, but I think my expectations are a little bit lowered knowing where PlayStation currently is with their 2026 games. They have a lot in the pipeline that's already been announced, that they've already shown off. Wolverine, Saros, Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, and Marathon all coming out this year, or at least have dates or years attached to them, 2026 attached to them. So I think we might get some updates on those games potentially, but we just saw Saros. I think we could see some Wolverine gameplay, but with that coming out in fall, I think that's more of a June State of Play situation. A quick little bit on Marathon, I imagine. Maybe a character or two from Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. Intergalactic on the horizon in 2027. And otherwise, we don't know much outside of that for PlayStation first party. Well, we now know something else.
We'll talk about it
which
on
is
the next
weird
story.
that it wasn't in the State of Play.
Yep.
We're obviously referencing the Horizon game that was announced this week, but I expect that this is going to be mostly carried by third party, if I'm being perfectly honest. Maybe we get one first party announcement, but they don't really need it right now. Like, they have a pretty stacked lineup for 2026. You don't want to be announcing stuff too early. Gamers are very frustrated that developers keep doing that nowadays. And I think because of that pushback, devs are learning and holding their cards closer to their chest. So I expect some third-party announcements, some cool indie stuff, some games out of left field that pique my interest, jump off the screen at me. But overall, I'm excited. I'm always excited to see some new shit. But I think that this isn't primed to be an all-time State of Play by any means.
Yeah, we're in a really weird spot with State of Play right now because, like, I think that for the past year and a half worth of State of Plays, going back to summer of 2024, we've kind of known what the headliner's going to be. Mm-hmm. We have had something to point to and be like, yep, most likely that's what we're going to get. It was Astrobot, and then it was... It was Astrobot, then it was Ghost of Yote in the fall, then it was Saros, and then it was Marvel Tokon, and then it was Wolverine. That's been the last 5 headliners of State of Plays that we've had. And I think that we're all like, yeah, cool, awesome. That makes sense for a lot of these games on when they get announced. And about a year later, you're going to see them released, and it's going to be super exciting. I think that cadence makes sense. But now we're in a weird spot where the marketing of Marathon is coming into play of this. The marketing of Marvel Tokon, obviously that's PlayStation Studios partnering. But then you have two big dogs. Like this year's big PlayStation games are Saros and Wolverine. Like definitively, those are the two major titles you're getting from PlayStation this year.
I think they mentioned those specifically in the earnings call, that those are their flagships for this year. Yeah.
And so I think that people need to lower their expectation just in general for the state of play when it comes to first party.
Yeah, we're not seeing the next Sony Santa Monica game.
We're not seeing Intergalactic.
Yeah.
Like I think that we're in a really weird spot where I'm going to toss out like summer showcase season. That's when you can probably get an Intergalactic trailer. Like we're now getting in time. By the way, last night.
I wouldn't be completely shocked if we saw Intergalactic here. Just a quick trailer.
I would be. Because I think that the next time you want to go and show Intergalactic, it's got to be a year out. And maybe it is. Maybe it is March next year and you're doing that whole song and dance. But I don't know if I believe that, especially with just like we had a news story 2 months ago about like the dev cycle of that game and needing to rush and get things together for that game.
Right.
I don't think that this is breeding the most confidence, being like, they had to make a playable trailer for PlayStation and then also get a trailer up for this state of play. I feel like that's a lot.
Why would that not just be the same thing? The trailer for PlayStation is what they end up showing to gamers.
It could be, but I would also be shocked. What if like you're having an internal showing, like if it's not like perfect by any means, you don't want to also have that on the calendar of like we're going to be putting that in there unless this game is March next year. But also, why would you show gameplay for that game when you have Wolverine sooner? Right. And so I feel like that's
I don't think it's likely, but I don't think it's impossible.
Yeah. So let's start talking shop. What is possible here? Is it we're just going to see from first party wise? Is it Marathon and Saros, and that's kind of where the buck stops in your opinion?
I'd be shocked if they show Saros. Like they just showed it at Game Awards.
I think that you're going to get another minute. Here's a fun trailer, like just a reminder. At the end of the day, these things are marketing. Right. They're marketing that we get very excited about, but they are marketing. So I think that we get a minute of that. It just doesn't move
the needle for my excitement for the state of play. Like
totally,
I don't think I'm going to come away from the state of play and be like, oh, well, at least we got some more Saros gameplay. It's like 100%. I could not care any less. I don't need to see anything more about this game. Yeah. I'm already in.
I think that the biggest thing that we could come out of here with when it comes to those big four horsemen is a date for Marvel Tokon. Like give us new characters, another beta. Here's the full release date. When my assumption is a little bit past Evo, like a little bit past the summertime. Maybe it's around July, August type of season there. And then I do want to bring in the fact that there just is. This is the answer, in my opinion. God of War Metroidvania.
Yeah,
we got to talk about it.
If they get 5 first-party games out in 2026, that's going to be really impressive.
Especially when you do have the big dogs there too. Right. Like it's not just 5, like whatever B tier live service. It is. Hey, you got Saros, you got Wolverine. I do think that this Metroidvania is real. Like at this point, I think we would have heard about it being written off people's books. Yeah. But here we are again, Connor, because we literally were having this conversation a year ago.
Right.
Like literally a year ago was the first time that we started predicting this for State of Plays as they were this was being brought up and then internally got shifted. I think that we could see that God of War game. And I think that also like would be a great opener to this if you want to close out with some major third party and get the Sony logo to somewhere exciting going.
Or you could do like a smaller dev like Media Molecule and slot that in 2026 potentially as well.
Yeah,
they're kind of like, they remind me of like Double Fine, where it's like you can just kind of throw them in alongside any other major release and it's not going to get swallowed up. It has its audience.
That would, no dude, a little Double Fine in the summer, or not Double Fine, a little Media Molecule in the summer never hurt anyone. Like I could totally see that being there. And then is there anything else? Like, are we seeing fair games?
No. They have 2 live service games cooking right now. They got to get one at the door before we see another one, I think.
Yeah, but between Horizon and Marathon, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. So once Marathon launches, then I think we have potential to see
fair games.
Fair games again, that game's not coming out. Come on.
Yeah, that game's not coming out.
There's also that Left 4 Dead game from the Left 4 Dead creator. I imagine we see that here.
As well. 4 Loop.
Yeah, terrible.
Come on,
name. Such a bad name.
What a great name. We'll talk about bad names for video games later. I think that it's first party. You brought it up and like where your excitement level's at. I'm just overarching, not excited. I'm as least excited as a person could be for a state of play, which always excites me. But like literally, there's not a single thing that I'm like, dude, we're gonna get ourselves out of the seats from the first party perspective.
Right. If we see Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the remake, this is a 10 out of 10 state of play.
Yeah, it would be the best thing ever. Tears will be shed. Brady will get thrown through the fucking table. It'll be a great time. Let's start talking about third party at this point, I guess. Yeah. And we can start with the remake. I still don't think it's 100% here. I don't think that
not 100%.
I also need to start having this conversation. It's not a conversation I want to have at all. We've been having the remake in 2027, early 2027 for quite some time. Like that's where we both have that game projected to be. What if it's late 2027? What if the first time we see this is the Game Awards this year? Like it is hey, you're getting the remake in like October of 2027.
It's certainly possible, but
yeah,
I don't want to think that way.
I don't want to think that way either, but I do think that it is getting to the point where it is important to be like, we are 100% in the timeline now. We are in the hotspot. I would say this state of play, Summer Game Fest, summer state of play, like those three areas are probably the largest part of the heat map where you have the reds and the oranges firing off, because like I think that's where it's going to be. That's where my money's at. I would say it's like a 10% chance it's Game Awards, but I don't want to go in like, obviously every state of play prediction is going to come up. It's a major Square Enix game, and that partnership is still there with PlayStation. It seems there's rumors that it's not going to stand for this entire generation or that entire trilogy, especially with Rebirth coming to Nintendo, as we'll discuss in a couple news stories. But like, I think that I'm not going to put it here. In the same way that the Dust Bloods, like, why wouldn't you put that summer showcase season and really have it pop, define a Summer Game Fest?
Because we think the Dust Bloods is in the first half of the year because Nintendo needs something in the first half of the year. That's why we expect it at the Partner Direct.
I'm coming less on the they need it. They want it.
That's wild to me. Yeah. When it comes to the remake, though, and the timeline for these games, remake to Rebirth was 4 years, just under 4 years, because it was March for remake or something, or May?
It was April 10th for FSM remake on. And
didn't they push it because of COVID? I think they pushed it a couple weeks. Well, I'm pretty sure it started in February and went to April 10th. Okay.
Yeah.
So 4 years for that. They are sticking with Unreal Engine 4.
Yep. Best news ever.
And I would imagine a lot of the groundwork and a lot of the heavy lifting was done in the development of Rebirth with the open world.
Yep.
So I think it's going to be a lot more streamlined for remake. And then they're also probably going to kind of funnel things back into a more linear structure towards the end of this game, potentially. Yep. And I think that lends credence to it being 3 years of dev time.
I completely agree. Don't get me wrong. I 100% think it could be 3 years.
The hype around Remake and Rebirth right now it feels like at an all-time high. Yeah. So many people are playing Remake on their Switch. They just announced that Rebirth is coming in June.
Yeah.
Like, it's so soon. Like, it's right around the corner. And then you want to just keep that momentum. And I think a great way to do that is show your third game.
Yeah. For me, I think that this Summer Game Fest, if it is the timeline that I still expect it to be this, I wouldn't be shocked if we get title, the first type of trailer that we got for Rebirth. It's a minute. This is the world. We're walking to the Northern Crater. We see these characters. Here's the title of the remake. That's it. That's a great way to close out a state of play, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Where it is like, hey, it's just hype. Which state of plays need hype. I think that is a major part of what these whole things are. Hit your marketing beats, but make sure to invite the fans back in and say, hey, watch our shit still. You're going to have cool announcements like the remake.
Quick trailer at this state of play. Show it at Summer Game Fest. Show it in the September state of play, and then it releases in February.
Yeah.
Which I guess you would also show it at Game Awards.
I was about to say, Connor, the marketing for this is the same thing as Capcom. They will show it every single time that they possibly can.
I mean, 4 times I feel like isn't egregious.
Yeah, I think that you'll get, hopefully...
Is that not exactly in line with what they did with Rebirth?
Yeah, it's close to it. So you had the announcement, you had the first trailer at SGF, and then you had the state of play in the summer,
and then you had the music video,
in the Game Awards, and then you had the final trailer that they always do with Square Enix that is just spoiling the entire game. Yeah. But yeah, no, I could easily see that happening and being within the same timeline. If
I were to give like a percentage of likelihood here, I would say it's like a 60% chance that it shows up.
20% chance.
Okay.
because I'm more in on summer.
Have you seen the rumors about Kingdom Hearts today?
Not today, no.
I don't buy it personally.
Oh, the KH1 remake.
KH1 remake, and then launch for KH4 in late 2027.
So I want to bring in KH4. I for some reason think that like this would also be a slam dunk if you could pull it off. Like Connor, we are now talking. It is getting ridiculous.
It is. I mean,
it is getting ridiculous.
It's always ridiculous.
So, but it's getting more egregious by the day, right? Like it is insane that we haven't gotten.
Just don't care anymore.
Details. No, you care. You care. but
I'm gonna be excited whenever it shows up. But I'm not waiting for it to show up. I'm not anticipating
you're a
it
fool
at
to
this
bet
point.
on it for sure, but I do think that it's going to show up eventually, and I don't think that this is a asinine place to put it, especially especially if you're going and having this be your flagship title for the state of play. Like right now, I literally think that Sony is calling people up and they're saying, "Hey, we want to market your game during the state of play. What do you got for us?" Because they don't have enough sauce to do it themselves. So I think that they're looking around, and Square Enix and this partnership has been very lucrative for them over the past 20 plus years and everything. Like I could easily see KH4 being here and it not being the remake, but I easily could see. I'd put it KH4 at a 15% chance. I don't think either of these are exuberantly likely. I would love to see both of them.
I just think the remake is first out the door, and you want to get that. The marketing push for that out first before you start talking about Kingdom Hearts 4.
Yeah, also KH4, all this stuff. We're in a weird spot right now because I think that people sleep on what these directs and showcases and dev directs are. They are teeing up your first half of the year often. Mm-hmm. We're going to get a meaty chunk of games that are coming out in the first half of this year. And I think that the most likely output of this is going to be one more thing, and that's really it. And the same way that state of plays recently, I don't think we've had a lot of great state of plays in the past few years, and I mean great, like groundbreaking, unbelievable state of plays. I would say the last one that we had and that we would both agree on is the June. Oh, you're going June with Marvel Tokon?
Yeah, I thought that was. I gave that a 7.5. But in retrospect, I think I would probably give it an 8. Neo 3, Luminous Arise, Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, Final Fantasy Tactics, The Evil's Chronicles. Yeah, it's rock solid.
There was a lot of good there. I think that
Romy's Deadman in there too.
Yeah, that was a very well paced show. I think it's the biggest thing for it, but it didn't have the headliner. I would say consensus wise great, because like we came off that show, we were both super high on it, and then every single person was weird. Pissed off. And obviously there was that expectation that people put in their head, hey, we're gonna get Wolverine. By the way,
you end that with Wolverine, I think that's like a 9 out of 10.
Compared to Marvel Tokon. But then again, I think I gave that show an 8 because it's like this, it's an 8 to me, right? But I think that the last like clear banger one was the state of play where we got at the very end Kojima Productions, and you have Stellar Blade there, you have Rise of the Ronin, and that entire showcase was just nails after nails. So I'm waiting for one of those. We're not going to get one of those. Like, I think that we are in a spot where we're going to get the one more thing sort of deal that they've done for the past 6 showcases. And if that is the case, they don't have a PlayStation one more thing. So guess what? I'm going to go to Fantasyland and say there is a chance that we get the remake. There is a chance that we get Kingdom Hearts 4. But
what if the one more thing is the God of War Metroidvania?
I think that that's what you open the show with. Okay. I don't think that that's a big enough one more thing.
I agree.
Like I think that that is below all the games I just named, Astrobot and Ghost of Yotei and even Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. I think that that is beneath
God
all
of War
that.
is just a big brand.
Oh, it's a huge brand, but I think God of War, if it was the next mainline God of War game, you could go close the show out with that. I don't think you could do so with the sidecar Metroidvania that you assume they're working on. And yeah, I don't think Barlog's game is ready. I also think that Barlog's game is the Game Awards. I think that PlayStation has it down at this point of what a state of play is. And here's the thing. I like taking this opportunity to warn you. Don't get your expectations crazy high for a state of play. They are going to use their A and below tier studios to carry state of plays. The next Insomniac thing. Let's bring it up, but Venom. Like, we could see Venom here.
Yeah, you and I both think that that's this is all going to change because we now know that the PSX is probably late. We thought that was probably a PSX launch game, but now, I mean, I guess you got to get it out the door. You can't sit on it forever.
Exactly. And so maybe we see Venom here. Maybe we see a tease for the next Ratchet game. Like, there's enough there. Also, I'll say it, if you want to really get just full bananas and just insane, Bloodborne Remastered is a thing. I firmly believe that it is a thing. Because
pure copium, dude.
Blue Point's got to be working on it, and we've been talking about this now for
oh my god, a bit. Blue Point. Can you believe they were making a live service game? That is so wild.
Hey, we all make mistakes. We all have those days. I do think though that there is a non-zero chance that could be here. And if you want
Ben's next game,
I feel like whatever Ben is doing, it's not going to be a remake. Yeah. So it's going to be a little bit longer of a dead time. And those both got canceled out like the same day.
Tease it. I don't know.
Yeah. Find something.
Right. The problem is that, like we said, there's just too much in 2026. You don't need to say anything for stuff that's further out.
The moment to say things is June. Like that is when you can start really going and marketing your 2027 games.
What if you alluded to Game Awards and Barlog's next game, Sony Santa Monica, 2027, Intergalactic and Sony Santa Monica?
I don't doubt it.
Could you imagine, dude?
Here's the issue with that. Barlog's game at this point, my assumption is Barlog took a nice vacation and was overseeing God of War Ragnarok when that was being made and taking time to write that story, figure out what the gameplay is, figure out what this world and characters are, and like literally just background cash and checks as he should. Like when you are a creator like that, you are able to take a step back and write the next game and really figure that out. And then I really do think 2022 God of War Ragnarok comes out, and then production really started on the next game, this next major game. If that's the case, 5 years isn't insane between God of War and or it was 4 years between God of War and Ragnarok, 4.5 years. 5 years isn't insane. 2027 is totally on the table. It could be next year. That's a summer showcase type of game. And when I say showcase, I don't even mean PlayStation Showcase. I mean that I do still think to some level, not fully, that summer showcase spot, people have higher expectations for it.
Whether it's the June state of play.
For June state of play.
Yeah.
Because they've also delivered the goods on certain June state of plays.
It's E3 Lite.
Yeah, it is.
Xbox
totally.
Showcase, Summer Game Fest.
Now it's going to be Nintendo Directs and
Plays, yeah.
What if the best prediction we could possibly have was E3 comes back? We get a full E3.
I would love that. Imagine getting to go to an E3.
Yeah, I would do anything for that.
Why couldn't I have been like 10 years, been born 10 years earlier, and we could have started this a little bit 10 sooner.
Years. Yeah. I think that also the podcasting space would have been a little bit
easier to break
empty.
into.
Yeah, no kidding. Third party. We've discussed our Square Enix.
Capcom, I feel like is off the table.
I want to go Judas.
Okay.
Actually, you said Capcom. Let's go Capcom first. Onimusha. We can get an Onimusha date.
A little bit. Like, a little look at that. We've already seen quite a bit of it.
Yeah, an Onimusha date would be the thing because we don't have a date on that.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about Judas. I also think that this could be a killer way to close out this showcase, and it's this year.
That'd be awesome.
Because if you don't have it, what's a better thing to do than, hey, it's happening and it's coming out in October? I would say November, but GTA.
Right. I'm fiending for any information about Judas. I want that game. I feel like we don't get BioShock-like games that often.
Connor,
and I could really go for one.
We've had the conversation so many times of like, why doesn't this game get it like, why isn't there more of X, Y, or Z game? It's because we need to make more Souls-likes, Connor. Okay, that's the priority right now. Give me more Souls-likes.
We'd have more BioShock-likes.
Yeah,
but we have instead we get too many Souls-likes.
Exactly. But I do think that Judas could easily be the one more thing and have us all lose our mind.
I don't know if it's one more thing caliber though, because we've already seen it like 3 times.
I agree. You want to know a first-party thing that we haven't discussed yet because we're big dumb idiots, but somebody in the comments went and wrote in with. Shout out to Killer Cheese who said, I'm really hoping for Ghost of Yotei Legends revealed during the state of play. I played the crap out of Tsushima Legends and I'm expecting this new iteration to be even better. Killer Cheese, you're totally right. That's going to show up
Take
there.
it to the bank. Yeah, that's happening.
That's going to fill out the showcase 100%.
Going to be one hell of a stream.
Please do.
Brady.
Yeah, it's going to be, that's going to be the moment where hopefully it comes out in like April, right? Mm-hmm. And we play the crap out of that in April. And then Old Two Shoes just cashes in his chips and says, I played so much Ghost of Yotei Legends with you two. It is time for us to go to Japan and play Forza Horizon, baby. I'm taking 6 streams. We're going for a month and a half just Forza.
Nick, the best I can do is back at the Barnyard stream.
Why is this the new thing with you two? I got a text message randomly, and Brady just hits me over. He goes, Nick, when are we doing the Back to the Barnyard stream? I look up, how long is Back to the Barnyard? It's like 8 hours long. I go, Brady, we're not doing that. And he goes, and he's like, what if? And I go, Brady, if you agree to watch WrestleMania with me for both nights and like spend the night here and hang out, I'll consider it. And he's like, deal. So you might get it back to the Barnyard stream, but I want this bit to die even more so than I want the Chicken Little bit to die. Anyways, back to the Barnyard. Are we going to see it here? No. Yes, I do think that Slam Dunk, we're going to see Ghost of Yotei Legends. Other games that can close out this showcase, I do think our write-ins from Night Echoes goes and gives some great insight to other games that we could see as that one more thing. My predictions for the state of play are Control Resonant, Hogwarts Legacy 2. I think that that's an early 2027 game coinciding with the Harry Potter HBO TV show, The Witcher 3 DLC, and a deep dive on Horizon Hunter's Gathering. We'll talk about Horizon Hunter's Gathering in a second.
Is 10 minutes on a deep dive?
Exactly. That's Let's bring it in right now. Next story headline: Sony announces Horizon Hunter's Gathering, Guerrilla's new co-op action game for PS5 and PC with a complete different art style. This is Wesley Gamble over at IGN. Quote, Sony has finally announced Guerrilla's Horizon live service multiplayer game, Horizon Hunter's Gathering. It's due out for PlayStation 5 and PC. A small-scale closed playtest is due at the end of February, which you can sign up for via the PlayStation beta program. Expect cross-play and cross-progression. There's no release date yet, nor is there word on whether it is free-to-play or a premium game. The debut trailer, which includes gameplay, is below. As you can see from the trailer and screenshots, Horizon Hunter's Gathering has a cartoony art style, which is in contrast to the photorealistic visuals of the mainline Horizon series. Clearly, Sony and Guerrilla are trying to create a more lighthearted experience with Hunter's Gathering, with the Zero Dawn and Forbidden West more serious offerings. There's a strong Monster Hunter vibes too. In a post on the PlayStation blog, director Arjun Bach said, in Horizon Hunter's Gathering, you fight deadly machines in tactical 3-player co-op action and adapt your hunter for intense missions. Quote, combat is tactical, reactive, and deeply skill-based, building on the tactical precision of the Horizon games while embracing the dynamics of team play, end quote, Bach said. Quote, the foundations of Horizon Hunter's Gathering centers around challenging and replayable hunts, end quote. Let's talk about what this game is after we get through these predictions, but just talking about Hunter's Gathering, bringing it in here. The reason it's not here is giving this game 10 minutes is not the move.
Yeah.
Like, you want to do that on your own terms, and I really do think that there's a non-zero chance Sony looked at the game and said, yeah, you're not part of the state of play, bro.
You need to explain this to people and really sell them, and if you're going to take 10 minutes to do that, we can't give you 10 minutes during a state of play. So
you only get 10 minutes if your arc system works and you have the pedigree to go and be like, yeah, we know that this next Marvel fighting game is going to be the biggest thing to hit the fighting game community ever. You don't get that with a 3-player taking live service game that is going to be $40, by the way. Like, it's a major situation compared to state of plays. You want the news in the state of play to be all good news, baby. You want it to be firing on all cylinders. And I think that this game is just a turnoff for enough people that they're going to go, what the fuck's this Horizon game? I'm not playing that shit. I'm not playing that shit.
Based on the reaction online, that is exactly what happened.
Exactly. And so I think that it's a good idea to not do that. But when it comes to Night's Echoes prediction, we already got that. I think that we're not going to see Hunter's Gathering here because I think that they already got the deep dive done and they're going to wait for the beta test to do its own thing.
When did Hogwarts Legacy come out?
2023, I want to say.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. 23, right?
Huh. I mean, that's a pretty quick turnaround.
Yeah,
would the assumption be that he said it's going to go in line with the
Star Wars show or Harry Potter
show. When is that coming out?
I think in 2027. So
early 2027.
Yeah. So 20. It's too soon in my opinion.
Yeah.
Too soon, barely. If you want to do the one more thing and have it be there, this game sold hotcakes.
Yeah.
Like Connor had a great idea. We're going to be, for a bonus pod, drafting games that are going to sell the most copies, right? Yeah. We're not doing make the most money because $40 and $60 and stuff like that. But whatever sells the most copies, if that was on the board, it would be like a first 3 pick. It's going to sell hotcakes. But I don't think that it's here at this point. I think it's too soon. And then Witcher 3 DLC.
Maybe.
I think that they do that on their own terms.
Yeah.
I don't think that they have that.
It kind of feels like a random trailer on a Tuesday with a shadow drop.
Yep, 100%. And then the big one I do want to bring in, Control Resonant.
Apparently it's first half of the year.
Really?
That was what the rumor was.
I haven't seen that rumor. That would be sick. I wouldn't be shocked if it's here. But for some reason, when I think of Control, I do think of Xbox and Ultimate Editions and stuff like that. I think that for some reason it would be better suited at an Xbox stage. I don't know if that is just placebo effect.
They had the one relationship with, Alan Wake 1 was exclusive to Xbox and Quantum Break, but they've been not
away from that for a while.
Xbox for a very long time.
But I could see that here, and that would be a rock solid way to start a show or close out a show. Getting a date, getting gameplay. Like,
I just saw it though. Like, it's been a month. Really?
Yeah,
2 months?
2 months. I mean, 2.5 months at that point, right?
Yeah, I guess.
But I if it's first half of the year, it's got to be here. But also if this is like August, the runway is a little bit weird for the marketing cycle. You want those 3 months of ads and everything. If this game is in August, you would rather show it here than you would June. Then again, Jeff Keighley and Remedy seem like they're close. Sam Lake and Jeff are seem like they're boys. I would. When we're doing the when do we see it next podcast in a couple weeks, it's SGF Control Resonant. That is my money in the bank prediction, unless it shows up here. And I would be happy to be wrong.
Another third-party release that I mentioned during the predictions episode, the Next Jedi game. I think that you could easily close a state of play. That could be the headline.
Yeah, it's time. Also, the rumblings of the rumored of Tim Geddes and everything there. I even if you take that away, it's time.
Yeah.
But then you throw that in there, it's like it feels like we are moving towards a Jedi game coming out. But once again, is that not Summer Game Fest? Is that not hitting the Keighley stage? Like that feels like with Jedi Survivor hitting the Keighley stage for that first announcement, right? Mm-hmm. I could easily see that being a Summer Game Fest announcement.
But then it comes out pretty quick after. Announcement.
Yeah. Here's what I will toss out though with Keighley. The last two Summer Game Fests haven't been spectacular. They've been okay to bad. I think that was the consensus on the table for the last two, right? So I feel like I'm putting a lot of faith in Keighley with a lot of the games that we're talking about. And so, yeah, I just don't know if they got it. And that's where I'm going to leave this conversation. We can move on to Horizon. Or are you going to leave this satisfied? Are you going to be like, yeah, PlayStation, let's go? Or are you going to be like, oh man, we really relied on one more thing and it wasn't 3 makes of Connor's crying?
Yeah, I mean, if we get something from Square Enix in Kingdom Hearts 4 or Final Fantasy VII remake, I'm going to be stoked, obviously. Yeah. But even if we don't get those and get 1 or 2 big surprises from this, I'm gonna leave probably pretty satiated. I'm expecting a good showing.
Yeah,
not a great showing, and it's all about keeping your expectations in check.
Yeah, I'm expecting you and I to be somewhat excited, and Brady to be like, really? Yeah, like that, not a lot there for me. But then again, we're a Control resident away from Brady being in. You know, we're a Wolverine gameplay away from Brady being in, and then also just like screw it, like. Persona 6, like there's like things, there's just a random dart throw unicorn games that like could show up at something like this. I just go back to that Square Enix and Capcom Masterclass 2022 State of Play or 2022. Yeah, 2022. Nailed it. 2022 State of Play where it is Final Fantasy 16 State and Resident Evil 4 Remake gets revealed. And you fill it out with third party when you don't have the first party.
Right.
And I think that's what we're going to see here.
Too soon for Code Veronica.
Yeah, too soon for Code Veronica. Too
Requiem
soon.
Out.
Maybe you get Monster Hunter Wilds expansion during this. Like I could see that.
I don't know what the timeline was for World when it comes to Iceborne.
Could we see Silent Hills 1 remake?
No, that's way too soon. Well, there's that Bloober countdown, but it's apparently a new IP. Yeah, probably.
I'm very curious to see. Oh, and by the way, that would be very Bloober / like Konami ties to be like, we're gonna show it at the State of Play and just ruin the entire countdown and everything there. That would check out. But yeah, I'm very, very excited. We will be live reacting to this if this does happen, which I would say there's a 90% chance that this Thursday we are on this desk hanging out around 4 or 5 p.m. talking about PlayStation. It will be a very, very good time. We already brought the news story in. Guerrilla. They finally revealed this game. I feel like I've been hearing about this game for years.
Yeah, for a solid like 2 or 3 years at this point.
Oh, I heard about this game in college. I remember walking like to class and hearing about when PlayStation was like, yeah, we have 8 live service games or whatever. The Guerrilla multiplayer Monster Hunter like one was one that came up all the freaking time, and now it is here. We know the title, Horizon Hunter's Gathering.
You hate the title?
I hate it. Oh, it's not a good title. Just call it Horizon Hunters.
Yeah, I don't particularly hate it, but I don't like it either.
Yeah, like I feel like it's a mouthful. Like, are we also? I mispronounced it like one time where it was like Horizon Hunter Gathering, and like I'm like, is the S there? Is it Gatherers? Like, there's enough there that I'm like, it's not unbelievable. Like, and you have a cool IP with Horizon with robot dinosaurs. You can't think of like something that goes down the robo. Like, give me Dino Hunters. Like, come on. Like there's enough there that I think we could have got a better name. But names only matter like 1% of the equation, in all honesty. It's how the game plays and how much fun you're having. Connor, are you expecting to have some fun with Horizon Hunter's Gathering?
Me personally, not necessarily. I'm not even into Monster Hunter, what this is seemingly pulling from, that same kind of format. But even with that being said, I think this is a great idea to utilize this IP in that way. Monster Hunter, huge, bigger than ever. And then live service games for their initiative to get into this space. I think this is a good idea, a good crack at it. They're going to keep throwing darts at the live service board, and I think that this has the potential to break out and be pretty popular. I think the art style holds it back for a lot of people potentially, but I think that when you look at Monster Hunter, you look at Elden Ring, Night Rain, these kinds of games are very popular, and doing a bit of a twist on it by having a bunch of different game modes, I think sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
And I think for the right price, with the right amount of content, I think people could be really into this.
The right price is $40. This game can cost $40.
Probably.
I would bet pretty heavily that's $40.
The only factor that I could see changing that is if Marathon fails. And they can point to the $40 price point and be like, okay, we need to adjust something here.
Yeah, I think to some level that PlayStation with these live service games might have like some Nintendo theology behind it, being like, we made a game, we're going to charge for it. Like, no matter what, we're going to just charge for it.
I understand.
And so I do think that it is going to be $40. I also think that the biggest comp to this might not even be Monster Hunter. It might be Elden Ring Night Rain, with the way that there's roguelike mechanics, and you go and pay, like, defeat something and boons pop up and you get 3 options, and you go like that whole system of roguelike plus hunting monsters. And there's literally like a game mode that is at the very end of the night, you fight the big boss and there's a closing circle. Like, this is Elden Ring Night Rain for Horizon. And I think that that's a cool idea, all things considered.
I think that would be the case for that one mode, but there's multiple modes.
Yeah, there's 2 modes. Well,
there's 2 modes that they announced.
That's true.
But I think there's supposed to be more.
Which I'm very curious to see what the beta conversation is post this. Because if you're signing up for the beta, you are a Monster Hunter fan. Not Monster Hunter, you're a Horizon fan, I assume. You enjoy these types of games. You enjoy playing games with your friends. I think that there's a very, very good shot that this is a blast to play. I think that, like, you have the IP in Horizon, which I don't think is as strong as PlayStation once thought it was after Zero Dawn came out, because Zero Dawn was massively successful. Forbidden West was a little bit underperformed to what their expectation was.
I think the Lego game was a bit, it just wasn't to the quality of the rest of the series. It didn't, I think they were trying to break out into a more like child audience or whatever, and it just seems like there wasn't interest there. But like Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West sold 40 million copies. Like this is a huge franchise for them. And
I do think that it will lean more on the Forbidden West and Zero Dawn side than the Lego game for sure, even with this art style, which, by the way, the art style doesn't suck. I think the people that are like, this art style blows, it's like, what are we doing? Like, if we're going to make something stylized, at least they're making it like stylized. Like, it's unique. It looks different than a photorealistic art style, obviously, but like, I think it works. It's cute. It's fine. It's fun. It also opens it up for more players to hop in. Like, this is a more kid-friendly art style.
Yes, and it also opens the opportunity for more creative, weird skins for them to sell.
Yeah, I mean, you can get freaking wild with this one.
It's difficult to put certain skins in something like Call of Duty, but then you look at like something like Fortnite, more cartoony, they can go crazy.
Yeah,
they can put fucking Peter Griffin in that shit.
Yeah.
It's like put Peter Griffin in
Funniest shit I've ever seen, dude. Can you imagine Aloy and Peter Griffin just taking down Robo Dinos? No, I also think that skins could be part of this game, and you could have an art style where you get a Trace in here with a bow and arrow. You get some of these other characters, Tomb Raider, like. Give me freaking
Lara Croft.
Like give me a freaking Barrett in here and have his gun be a freaking bow and arrow. Like it could be sick. I do think that this will be a good risk. We talked about it all the time when it came to PlayStation Live Services push on why are you fucking having Bend and Bluepoint make these types of games with this IP? Compared to Guerrilla, this is clearly a side project. This isn't the full team. Horizon 3 is still being worked on. Like, let them go and take a small risk with good IP, with a good idea that feels unique. I think that this is like exactly what I want them to do when it comes to the live service attempts. Because yes, they've failed expertly multiple times at this point. But also, like, I think that Marathon's going to rip. And I think that Helldivers was like a lot of people's game of the year in 2024. And this is going to be another opportunity for them to step up to the plate and dominate. And I would expect it to be closer to the wins than the losses with this formula that they have. Alrighty. Show's not done. Headline: Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase, February 2026. Everything announced. This is Michael Kripe over at IGN. Quote: The February 2026 Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase has come and gone after revealing 3 Bethesda games for Switch 2, an upgrade for Hollow Knight fans, and more. The presentation was previously said to bring 30 minutes of Switch and Switch 2 announcements from Nintendo's third-party partners, and it did just that. Highlights include a Switch 2 upgrade for the original Hollow Knight, a release date for the Switch 2 version of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and more Resident Evil Requiem. Plus, Bethesda fans with Nintendo's latest hybrid console now know to look forward to ports for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Fallout 4, and The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Fans didn't see everything they were hoping for. We're looking at you, the Dustbloods. But they did still manage to pack in a ton of announcements. End quote. Connor, we've had a day to stew on it. You were over here reacting. There was hope in your eyes. It left your soul, that hope, the second that Todd Howard hit the screen. And we knew that it was just going to be more Bethesda at the end of this. Where are you at with the partner showcase at this point?
My one word review for it is yeesh. And I'll say my expectations were low and I was still disappointed. I go into these with very low expectations, hoping for one thing, generally, one semi-substantial announcement. At the last partner showcase, we got Adventures of Elliot and Octopath Traveler 0. These aren't like fucking GTA 6, but these are games that a lot of people are going to sink a lot of hours into probably and really love. Octopath Traveler, very highly reviewed 70-hour beefy RPG, helped fill out Nintendo's 2025 and capped off their year. Obviously, we got to see more Adventures of Elliot here, which was exciting, but we didn't get anything that I think is even in line with one of those games. Just a lot of ports. And even with the ports, I know that it's going to really depend on your personal preferences and what you're looking for and what you're looking to play on Switch 2. But for me personally, I was really hoping to get something in the next few months to be able to utilize my Switch and be excited to use my Switch 2. I love my Switch 2 so much right now. I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Remake on it, having an absolute blast. Had a lot of fun playing it throughout 2025 with Hollow Knight and Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Hades 2.
I just want any excuse to use this thing. And even then, like, my bar is so low. If it's the Kingdom Hearts collection, these games that I've played hundreds of times, like I'll do it again on Switch 2 just because I want to keep playing that console. And I got none of that from this. I would give this, like, for me personally, like a 4.5, 5 out of 10 probably. If you're only playing on Switch and Switch 2, I imagine some of these games are going to be pretty exciting for you just to have the option to play them on your console. But yeah, man, like I think that this was a rough showing.
Let's bring in Big Will, who writes in over on patreon.com/Cope64, just like you can over at that $10 tier, who says, if you own multiple consoles, this partner direct was a nothing burger. If you only own a Switch 2, you probably are feeling excited after this direct. The problem is for enthusiasts who own multiple consoles, Nintendo rarely discounts their games, so you'd be paying for the game to be played mobile and likely not as good performance. I am actually really impressed with Switch 2 for the most part, but I just know I'd rather play most of these games on my PS5. That's the issue. Not with what the Switch is, but with what a partner direct is. Because I talked to you about this before the showcase, and we had a great time letting our imagination run wild on the previous show, where it's like, yeah, I like, how is Metaphor not part of this? You know, like, how is that not part of it? How are these Kingdom Hearts ports that like are seemingly a thing not part of this?
But is like Fallout 4 somebody else's Metaphor?
Yes. So here we go. This is a 5.5 for me. There's some major issues in this presentation. There's certain games that looked like ass. There's certain games that like the cool borders like moment where it's like, what are we even doing? Like,
I think Rebirth did not look good.
I think that Rebirth looked how I expected Rebirth to look on a Switch, because Rebirth on a normal PS5 doesn't run the best.
It convinced me to just boot it up on my PS5 Pro and play it there instead.
Which, I mean, yeah, if you can play it on a PS5 Pro,
which is another good excuse for me. Like, I never played it fully on PS5 Pro. Might as well give it a shot. Give it a full 90 more hours real fast.
But we're talking about, hey, you have this partner direct. What's the expectation? If you've watched partner directs before, they've never been this exciting. They've never been like, they are about this exciting. They've never been the most exciting thing. And you brought up like, yeah, we're not going to get GTA 6, and of course, but like, are we going to get Metaphor? Are we going to get freaking Expedition 33? Certain games will eventually come over. But
was there one new announcement, like other than like the visual novel game, the Square Enix visual novel murder mystery game?
Orbital's getting a date was the biggest announcement, and then it's ports. That's what we did.
That's tough, though.
And they should have saved Orbitals for the end with a actual release date. Like, we got summer. If we got a full actual, like, hey, this is coming out in August, even August 20th. Like, I don't care if it's that far away. At least we would get something that's exciting and we have a date on it and a reason to pick up the Switch.
I mean, like, you end it with Orbitals and it's a shadow drop. Like, that would have been very exciting. I would have.
It would have been like a whole point. No. For me, it would have been by far the best partner direct ever, because they just don't have good partner directs.
Nick, I mean, Octopath Traveler 0 and Adventures of Elliot. Those are big announcements.
Yeah, and that's like a 9 out of 10 partner direct.
Okay,
like getting anything from a partner direct or an indie showcase, anything is exciting. An indie showcase for Nintendo closed out with UFO 50 this past summer, which was a game that was like a year old at that time. And I was like, oh, damn, like that's a good indie direct. We don't get the new announcements. We don't get the hype during these showcases. And like, I think that the hype, it's not exciting. But like, Oblivion's a game that came out last year. And if you're a Nintendo person, sure, like that's an exciting thing for you. Getting to play Indiana Jones on a Switch is an exciting thing for the indie fans. Getting to play Fallout 4. If you're watching Fallout on TV right now and you want to play Fallout and you own a Switch, guess what? Now it's there, and that's a fun option.
If I were to do a replay of Fallout 4, I'd probably play it on Switch too. Yeah.
Here's the funniest thing. I haven't heard anyone say this, and I have no idea why it's not been brought up. Can we talk about how funny it is that one of the flagship titles for Switch 1 was Skyrim, which at that point was like a 7-year-old video game, and now one of the flagship titles for Switch 2 is Oblivion, which is now like a 20-year-old video game. Like, that's hysterical. Anyways, is that moment disappointing? Do you want Fallout 3 remake to close out that whole section and like get the people really going? Yes. Why the fuck would Bethesda agree to that? That's not what this showcase is. It's if you're able to go and put your games anywhere, if you're Bethesda, why wouldn't you do that to State of Play or Xbox Dev Direct or
Nintendo Direct
or full Nintendo Direct or on your own stage? A partner direct makes no sense to do it.
Right.
And so like, the hope is, yes, you get Dustbloods. That's the hope. But like Dustbloods, the more I'm like thinking about it, if I'm Miyazaki and the team, it's like I'm either in a full fucking thing or I'm on Keeley's stage. That's it. That's what. There's no. You're not showing up for a fucking partner direct. And
I mean, that trailer's going to do numbers no matter what.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Well, trust me, it will do numbers no matter what. But it would forever change what a partner direct means. But it's never, the partner directs have never meant more. Like, I really think that the Octopath and Elliot announcements are like the best things that's come out of a partner direct.
I don't know my partner direct history, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Yeah, which I'm sad that I do. I wasted so much time watching these presentations and they suck. They're not great. But like, we got a port to a game that we're really excited about. There's ports to other games that are really exciting. The thing that they should be seeking more after is the day and date stuff. Hey, Resident Evil, you can play this day and date. Pragmata, you can play this day and date. Demo out now. That's really exciting for the people that just have a Switch. Like, you're going to be able to play Resident Evil 9 day one on the Switch. And people from the Nintendo event that, like, where they got hands on were like, yeah, it runs pretty good too. Like, sick. Good. Awesome. Fuck yeah. Like, I'm stoked for those people. But that's just not what this is. And I do think that there's a chance that we still get a full direct in the next month.
Yeah.
There's a chance. I'm not betting my chips on it.
Me neither.
So now let's talk about it. Nintendo first half of the year. I want to start because you're about to just people's elbow me in the throat when it comes to Nintendo's first 6. You have the 2 like upgraded ports moments between Animal Crossing, Mario Wonder. Those are whatever for the people that have played those games already. It's nice to hop back in Animal Crossing for those that want to. Then we need to break it down because there's a game we keep on forgetting about. But it starts with Mario Tennis Fever. And this month, we're like a week away from playing this game. It's going to be sick. Very, very excited about it.
Going to be sick.
Going to be a reason I pick up my Switch.
I don't know, man.
And then the game that we are completely underrating, Pokemon Pokopia.
Yeah.
It's going to sell a shit ton of copies. Then we're talking about a console that has like 20 million units out at this point. It's like 17 actually. But like, good chunk of consoles out, it's going to sell like 7 million copies. It's going to capture like 40% of this player base.
Yeah, probably.
Is it exciting for us? Is it probably exciting for you? I don't know. If you're watching this, like, maybe you are a Pokemon fan. We have so many people in the community that are Pokemon fans, and like really were super into ZA when that came out.
Yeah, I mean, it's Pokemon.
Exactly.
Of course we do.
So, and then you got Yoshi. It's not Yoshi's Story. It's Yoshi's Mysterious Book. Mm-hmm. And then you have Tomodachi Life.
It's rough.
I disagree, dude. I disagree so much that it's rough. Because like these games are gonna sell for them. Like they're gonna sell very well.
You think they're gonna move units?
I think that Pokemon will always move units. Like that is something that is a guaranteed move. A unit mover, and then also the fact that it is kind of Animal Crossing. Like they're really covering a lot of great bases for what they could have on a system like this with that game. Mario 10, like it's are we picking up our Switches all the time with this? No. But are we going to pick it up multiple times in the first 6 months? Yeah.
I don't know about that, man. I seriously could see myself putting my Switch down after finishing intermission and not playing it until the Duskbloods, hoping that is
before
June.
Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I think that it's weak. I also think that people who are picking up consoles right now, that like, we're never going to get just consistently in a year 5 unbelievable games
from Nintendo.
Like 5 knock out of the park. When we were doing the predictions, we had the filler games in there. We had our Mario Tennis. We had our like extra side card games.
I understand that, but I think that if you're going to have 2 or 3, you need to space them out properly. And going 6 months in the back half of your first year of a console launch where you do not have a headliner is a big problem.
Yeah. I just think about when we're going to be talking in 7 years about Switch year 1, first 365 days. You have Mario Kart, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Metroid Prime, Tomodachi Life, Yoshi, Mario Tennis Fever. Like that, I understand that like, yeah, that's the back half is weaker than the front half of the year, but it like the amount of games and what those games are and how good those games are across the board. Like, I mean, I think it's rock solid for a year.
You look at Switch 1 and you have 2 all-timers in Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild. Mm-hmm. And then you look at Switch 2 with Donkey Kong Bonanza, which I think is the only one that is arguable to be an all-timer.
I mean, it's got 90 on Metacritic.
I mean, I think it's fucking amazing.
Unbelievable.
But it's divisive.
Divisive is an odd word.
So if you're not in on Donkey Kong Bonanza in the first year of Switch 2, we're talking about the best game being Mario Kart World.
What you're saying, if you're not talking about Donkey Kong Bonanza, is like saying like, yeah, if you remove Breath of the Wild, like if you remove the reason most people should buy the system, it's going to be less of a reason to buy the system. You know?
I guess, but I'm saying you bought the system. You didn't like Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yeah.
In the first year of Switch 2, you have nothing that you're really stoked about.
But you shouldn't buy Switch 2 unless you're stoked about fucking Nintendo shit. And the amount of Nintendo shit.
I'm stoked about Nintendo shit, and I'm not stoked about half of this stuff.
I understand. The back half of this is weak. It's objectively weaker than the front half.
And the front half wasn't even that strong.
Oh, come on.
Kirby Air Riders has a 79. Metroid Prime 4 was majorly disappointing. Yeah. Pokemon Legends EDA looks like a PS2 game.
It looks exactly like what we imagine Pokemon Legends EDA look like. Yes.
Like, these aren't like highly reviewed games that critics and fans love across the board.
I think that
Donkey Kong Bonanza is divisive. Mario Kart World is a letdown.
Donkey Kong Bonanza is not divisive,
Yes,
dude.
it is. With the general public, it is divisive, not with critics. And then Mario Kart World is way weaker than its predecessor.
Yeah, it's 100% weaker. I mean, 8-point difference on Metacritic. That's enough there to be like, yeah, that is a game-changing difference. We're talking about the fastest-selling console though on the planet. I understand that they should be parlaying that momentum. They should have something. But if you don't have something, you don't have something. And should they have something? Yes. But if you don't have it, you don't have it. In the same way that in 2024, and I don't
know how they don't have it though. Because they really held back in the last few years of the Switch. How are you not lining up the dominoes for Switch 2 to be coming out the gate swinging?
But you have a dozen games in the first 12 months of your year. Like, I think that they're... Are they upset? Dude, like, Metroid Prime, they probably had on the books as, like, yeah, this is going to be critically a banger. And it just wasn't. And so, like, that you step with the plate, you swing, you miss. You can't just be like, all right, now that Metroid missed, now that Donkey Kong Bonanza wasn't received as well as a Mario game, like, we're just going to go and have Mario come out before it's ready. We're going to have a Zelda team come out before it's ready. Like, the answer is the Dust Bloods because it's not Nintendo in-house. And that is something that I still think there's a chance. Hey, we get a full direct. We get the Dust Bloods. We get a date on Fire Emblem. We get a, like, Mario Maker level announcement in there. Like, Splatoon Raiders might be that announcement. And boom, you have your direct and you make it happen. But, like, I don't think that I'm more so not like, this is unbelievable. This 6 months. This 6 months is not great, but I do think that a lot of people, especially Pokemon fans, are going to be playing Pokemon. I think that a lot of people pick up the Mario sports games. They always sell well enough, right? Mm-hmm. They're very easy to make and they do pretty well. And the Tamagotchi life, I think that a large amount of the Nintendo hardcore fans, even though it's not going to review exceedingly well, are excited about that game. Like, if you ask the Nintendo people, like, hey, are you going to play this? I think a good amount are going to be like, yeah. Not the people that are playing their Switch for Mario and Zelda, and that's really it.
I think Tamagotchi life is pretty niche even within the Nintendo hardcore.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that Nintendo hardcore is
There's a reason that Tamagotchi life is a mostly dormant franchise, and it's been dormant for 11 years. Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't think that it's like... I think that it is a rough spring/summer season, and I think that most likely we're setting up for what this year, in my opinion, always was going to be. It's going to be Fire Emblem, it's going to be Luigi's Mansion, it's going to be Pokemon, it's going to be the Dust Bloods. There's your headliners. Those are your big four. And when you have 4 games like that, and you're a Nintendo person, obviously you don't want them to stack up on each other.
Yeah, that's the problem. The fact that they're all launching in the second half of the year, that's an issue for me.
I agree. It's definitely an issue, but I think that if that is where the chips are at, then there's sort of nothing you can do about it. Especially because, like, right now, you love your Switch. I love my Switch too. Playing Rebirth with the Pro Controller, I'm like, this feels great. It's very weird to figure out the buttons or Remake with the Pro Controller. Weird to figure out the buttons, but it works. Like, I was playing it in bed though, like cleaning up some of the side mission stuff before going to bed the other night, and I was like, this is awesome. Like, this is great. I love this system so freaking much.
Like hours and hours in bed.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Oh, so nice.
Laura, you can snooze away. I'm going to be playing Switch.
Don't worry. She was in the other room playing Final Fantasy VII Remake on the big screen.
Exactly. But, like, this is sort of the cadence, though, that I think it's just what it is. I can want a 3D Mario. You can want a 3D Mario at the end of this year. It just might not be this year. I really do think I'm leaning more and more that it is Luigi's Mansion.
I'm not asking for major announcements. I'm asking for a better cadence.
Yeah, which I think is a fair thing to ask. But I don't think that because, like, the cadence is what the cadence is sort of situation. And we can be upset about that. And I'm personally am upset about that. But it doesn't change the fact that like what we are getting is not like 100% ass. Especially with like we don't know what the
it's not 100% ass, and I wouldn't go as far as to say that it is ass, but I think it is underwhelming.
Yeah, because what's the game you're most excited for in this first half of the year that's not the Dust Blitz? Is it Mario Tennis?
I guess, and that's dire, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm barely excited for Mario Tennis.
Yeah, exactly. And that is where the issue resides. I'm stoked for Mario Tennis. So I'm playing a game that I'm legitimately excited about after playing a little bit of Pokemon. I missed out on Metroid. I want a reason to pick up my Switch that is more than that. I mean, we're going to talk about on what we've been playing. Going through Smash Bros. Again and like doing all that was like so much fun for me, and I love my Switch too. But like I don't think that we're in a spot right now where it's the end of the world if we don't get a direct. Do I want a direct? Would it help plenty? Like Splatoon Raiders, like just like a reason for us to really hop in. Yeah, it would help so much. Which also Splatoon Raiders, I'm not taking off the board for happening in this first 6 months. I think that could be literally a trailer and it goes. But I do think definitively my prediction at this point, next time we hear from Nintendo is June, and that kind of blows, especially with what this direct was.
Also, I don't know if you can give Nintendo Switch 2 the win for Tamagotchi Life because it doesn't have a Switch 1, or it doesn't have a Switch 2 version.
Yes, we're talking
through and through a Switch 1
game for sure. I will say we're just talking Nintendo releases at this point. I'm not talking necessarily because like guess what, you're gonna play it on your Switch 2. So I do agree that is a Switch 1 game, and then not having a Switch 2 asinine. But that's the world we live in. The world we also live in includes this headline. Valve confirms Steam Machine price and release details have been delayed by exploding components prices. This is Andy Robinson over at VGC. Quote, in a blog post published on Wednesday, Valve has said it's still planned to release its console-like PC and VR headset in the first half of this year, but it would need more time to, quote, land on concrete pricing and launch dates that we can confidently announce, end quote. Quote, when we announced these products in November, we planned on being able to share specific pricing and launch dates by now, end quote, the post reads. Quote, but the memory and storage shortage you've likely heard about across the industry have rapidly increased since then. The limited availability and growing price of these critical components mean we must revisit our exact shipping schedule and pricing, especially around the Steam Machine and Steam Frame. Our goal of shipping all three products in the first half of the year has not changed, but we have work to do to land on concrete pricing and launch dates that we can confidently announce, being mindful of how quickly the circumstances around both of those things can change. We will keep you updated as much as possible as we can as we finalize those plans as soon as possible, end quote. This could be a headline any other week, dude. Like, this is crazy news. Connor's Steam Machine, well, they're pushing back the announcement of the pricing of when we're actually going to get these things in-house. How do you feel about this news?
Yeah, this is a bummer. I know people want to get their hands on both of these pieces of hardware, the Steam Machine, the Steam Frame. I'm actually pretty interested in the Steam Frame, honestly. And this seems completely outside of their control because of the skyrocketing prices of RAM. They just kind of have to wait and see how the industry shifts, and when they can finally nail down a price with as things settle down, hopefully they can get that information to the consumers. And I appreciate their transparency and understand that like it's not their fault, but it sucks.
It's not their fault 100%. I still am sticking with my strategy. Open these things up, rip RAM out, just start selling those because they will be able to sell that RAM for more than whatever this thing's going to cost. Straight up, I really do believe that. I think that they're currently sitting on a giant ass warehouse of these things, and they just are stuck because they can't produce more.
Well, they could sell them with that pricing in mind.
Yeah, I mean, let's have the conversation. Where does this sit price wise with you at this point? I'm gonna start the bidding at $14.99.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Crazy, because I promise you that this product used to be less than $1,000.
Yeah, it's unfair, but it's the reality of the situation.
Yep, because as of right now, if you're somebody, you get in the comments about this. If you're somebody that's like looking to buy a PC, are you just waiting at this point?
There's people in our Discord who just recently pulled trigger on getting a PC.
It sucks ass. Like it is insanely highly priced, and you kind of just got to take it to the face. Like
I guess the thing is with buying a PC right now, you might as well do it right now because it's only going to get worse before it gets better.
Which is where this news really turns. Are we seeing this thing in the first half of this year? Are we seeing this thing this year? Because here's my temp check at this point. I think that they want to get this thing out this year. Especially, I do believe that there's legitimately a warehouse of Steam frames and Steam machines somewhere being like, these things are made. They're good to go. But we can't produce anymore because we had a certain cost expectation and now we need to start producing them, like you said, with the mindset of, okay, let's charge $1,400, whatever it is, right? $1,400 to go and start eating some of the cost of the ones that we are going to need to produce, even though that these ones only cost $900 to make and we were going to sell them at $1,000 and make 10% profit or 12% profit on these things. I think now you look at it, and if you're not making the announcement now, when would you make the announcement? How can you make the announcement? Right. If you're not coming up with a strategy, you're sort of sitting on your hands in this situation, being like, yeah, it's going to be $1,500. And that's where we're starting. And I'm so sorry that we can't get it lower. But guess what? You all see what's happening. This blows. You're not going to be able to be like, yeah, in 3 months, RAM's going down. That is an insane thought. Because right now, guess what? I hate to say what this news means. A month ago, 2 months ago, if you asked us, we would say $1,000 for the Steam machine. And at this point, $1,500. I'll see you in June when I say 2,000. Like, right. That's what we're doing.
And at that point, why even put it out?
And then at that point, it's like, not only why would you put it out, the Steam is all about good grace right now. The Steam machine and the Steam frame coming off the success of the Steam Deck. Hey, if you like this, it's here for you. It's a great product. It works. Have fun. Like, that's a really good product. But if you're going to put this thing at $1,500, if you're going to put this thing over $1,000, I think that the backlash is not going to be worth it for your brand. I don't think
there's going to be a lot of backlash because of that goodwill that they've built up over the years, and then the understanding that it's out of their control.
But yes, the backlash I think will be minimized. But there's sticker shock to all this stuff. How much? Like, I'll even speak internally. Like, I don't need a Steam machine. I want a Steam machine. But now it's a right price situation, even with what we do. I think that instead of, hey, we're going to go and have you and me both get one of these things, it's going to be, we'll bring one. If it's a couple $1,000 or $1,500, it's going to be cool. We'll buy one for the channel. And when we need it, we need it. But like, we're doing this to review it. We're not doing this because we are stoked to be a consumer of this thing and play it. Whereas at $500, I could, or not even $500, even $750. Like, hey, next gens can be expensive. We all know where this is going. Get this now. This is a good product. You feel good about buying it. I would be shocked if there is a legitimate recommendation to buy this product when it comes out at this point, and that sucks because that's obviously not what they had in mind. Where's your bet at this point? Are we going to see it this year? Are we going to see it in the next? Is it going to release in the first half of this year? And when do we hear about this thing next?
I'll take them at their word and say that they give details in the next few months, and it does release in the first half of this year.
First half of this year is so interesting because it's like, yeah, you could go in 2 months, probably like 2 months of pre-orders. So got to hear this by April-ish, I'd assume, if you want to hit that first half of the year. I could see it happening.
I mean, like, pre-orders for Switch 2 were like a month beforehand, right? Less than?
No, it was about 2 months. It was the week after the Switch 2 presentation.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think 2 months is pretty standard. September to November for PlayStation for their pre-orders for the PS5. I'm curious to see where this even lands, though. Like, how do you make this news? Because I'll also bring in the Half-Life 3 of it all. Like, if you're sitting on Half-Life 3, you also need to get this thing out the door if you want to announce it alongside this. So I hope that it comes through, and I hope that it happens. I just doubt it at this point. Last headline for you, Overwatch is dropping the 2, adding 10 new heroes and coming to Switch 2 in a major revamp. This is Andy Robinson over at VGC. Quote, from February 10th, Overwatch will kick off a year-long narrative arc, The Reign of Talon, that will unfold across 6 seasons. Blizzard says this is the first, quote, fully connected annual storyline, end quote, in Overwatch history, with world building, events, hero launches, and art direction centered around the fictional Talon group's rise. According to Blizzard, the Talon narrative will evolve in real time through in-game events, cinematics, and hero trailers, short stories, and comics, live map and visual updates, updated maps reflecting events in the story, new voice lines and character interactions, and a, quote, fully integrated, end quote, narrative viewer. Notably, Season 1 will add 5 new heroes to Overwatch, an unprecedented addition for the series. And a total of 10 will be added across 2026. End quote. Connor, are you back? Are you back into Overwatch,
I mean, I was
baby?
never super into Overwatch.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
you're just more so than me.
I dabbled in it a few years after Overwatch had already peaked. Probably like 2022 or something like that.
Yeah,
when me and Brady got into it. Maining Roadhog, just hooking people, pulling them in. It's a lot of fun. Like, I think Overwatch is great. And obviously, there was a lot of... there was a tumultuous period at the end of Overwatch and into Overwatch 2. They canceled the PvE mode, and it seems like it was just kind of slowly declining over the last few years. And I think this is a great way to revamp it. 5 new heroes in 1 week with one patch. That's nuts. Like, that's a lot of content.
Game changing. Adding
the story content in and really focusing on that seems like that comes from a lot of fan feedback that they want more of that. And I remember the cinematics from early in Overwatch, people really enjoying those. So bringing that back sounds awesome. I think this is a masterclass in revitalizing your live service game. And I would like to see more games follow suit. Like, as somebody who plays a lot of Valorant, we've definitely been on the decline in the last few years. I think a full revamp, something similar to like Siege X, Siege 10 that we just got, would be cool for Valorant. And I think that this is taking that mentality, that idea to the fullest extent possible. And I might hop back in. Like, I might give it a go.
I was thinking, like, okay, when is this released? Can we get this on group stream? Like, that was sort of my mentality of, hey, you and Brady like this game.
It's next week.
It's next week, but it's on Tuesday. Okay. So it just misses the boat for what we're looking at.
If you're in our Discord, in our community, I know that people like Overwatch in there. You can reach out to me. I'd be interested. If people are in a voice call, I'll be interested in hopping in.
I mean, I might want to hop
please.
in. Yeah.
You've never played Overwatch.
Yeah. So I played Overwatch at my friend Olivia's place, right, like high school time. And then after that, like once or twice in college. Not for me. But then again, my taste in games have changed plenty. And I'm always looking to hop into fun games with you and Brady and have a good time. And I think Overwatch could easily be that. This is awesome. This is objectively really, really cool and good for video games, good for live service games. We talk about the live service market a lot on this show and how difficult it is to be a titan. Well, Overwatch is one of the titans in this space, and this is exactly what you want to see them do. I think that the comparison, like most similar to it, is they're doing a full rebuild. Like they just fired their coach, they dropped the 2. They're bringing in new talent, signing some players, 5 to be exact.
And then also they're adding subclasses to all of the characters as well.
Sick.
So like I imagine that's going to shift the meta drastically.
Yeah. By the way, God bless those people that are working on balancing in this game. Adding 5 characters is nuts. That is freaking insane.
Yeah.
But it's going to hopefully work out in a way that is extremely fun and everyone's picking up somebody new. And like Overwatch would not be on my radar in the big 2026 unless you're doing something this drastic. And I think that that's really, really sick.
It's never going to get back to where it was when I launched in 2016. It's never going to get even close to that. I think that this sets it up for a really strong future.
Yeah, very few games could ever get to 2016 Overwatch. Right. We're talking 2016 Overwatch. We're talking 2018 Fortnite. No, that's kind of it when it comes to the multiplayer space. Like 2013 Minecraft.
Overwatch is free to play, right?
I think so now. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for watching this show over on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, or over on Patreon 3 days early. It really does mean the world to us. Thank you so much to our Patreon members at the highest tier. You get your name read at the end of each and every podcast we do here at Co-op64's. Amazing members like Roland K.
A2 Tone Hooligan.
40.
Awesome O.
G-Town.
Stellanator.
Humunga Dunga, 64.
Night Echoes.
Skulls Under
Caleb Beef.
Squidalicious.
Silent Hills X.
Blake Heads It All.
Cash Robinson.
Triple Jake.
Cood.
JQP.
Pagey.
Pigeon Power.
John Byers.
Tyler.
Sir Shellis.
Raincoat 631.
Chuzar.
MG Dunbar.
Mr. Munchies.
Malcolm the Dog.
Farmer Spud.
Rocket Tater.
Nofi.
The Dankest Mike.
Swampy Bits.
Tristan C.
Sconesy C.
Aloha. Allie.
Scooterman.
Centro.
Hook'em Horns.
Go Nash.
Neutral Sphere.
Eli the Unusual.
The Neutron Style.
Meow Chow.
Easton C.
Kingdom Hearts Rules.
Stubby Doobie.
Crispy.
DJ Zach B.
Jacob D.
Big Mac.
Metal Nate.
The Patty Cake.
Bear Pog.
Cowboy Jesus.
Mega.
Yogi.
Damn.
Holden M.
Shane O'Mac.
Brock.
Voodoo.
Milky Sins.
Reggie Ranks.
Alex the Golden.
Andrew H.
Master Diz.
Cannon Fodder Games.
Only One Rufus.
JMAP3.
Snake.
Ali Benali.
Michael.
And Kingdom Hearts Sucks. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Casual Gaming News Conversation. We will see you in the next one. Peace out.